Hello everybody and welcome back for another educational episode on my YouTube, and today I want to talk about hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's, and why weight loss seems to be such a difficult part of it. Now, excuse the face, your girl is tired today, extremely exhausted. I'm obviously going through my mycotoxin protocol at the moment, and I'm going through a bit of a rough patch where I'm detoxing, going to the saunas, and then just absolutely wiping me. So I'm taking a rest day. I'm feeling a bit inflamed, a little bit tired. So I thought I'd record this video for you all instead. Now, if you've ever thought to yourself, well, why am I training more than my friends and I'm still not losing weight? Why am I eating barely anything and the weight isn't shifting? And whether, your GP has said to you, your bloods are fine, it's all in your head. I'm about to break this all down to you today. So if you're completely new to this channel and to myself, my name's Dom. I am the owner of Defined by Dom. I'm a nurse. I've battled my own Hashimoto's and hypothyroid issues, and now I'm helping thousands of women around their education, with fat loss, their hormones, and fixing their thyroid effectively, okay? So if you've struggled with your thyroid, Hashimoto's, hormones, fat loss, anything like that, you should definitely stay and listen to this. I want to say episode, but it makes me think of my podcast. So to this video today, more so. You see, brain fog's bad. This is how I know I'm not okay. Inflammation is there. So first thing is first. Yes, weight loss is harder with hypothyroidism and Hashimoto's. So if somebody says to you that it isn't, they clearly do not understand the condition, because your thyroid controls your metabolism, your energy, your body temperature, digestion, hormones, and how sensitive your body is to stress. So what happens when your thyroid isn't working optimally? It is less efficient at burning energy, and it holds on to fat stores a little bit more. And obviously that's with hypothyroidism, but when you add Hashimoto's into it, we've obviously got levels of autoimmune activity, bigger levels of inflammation. You are more responsive to stress, cortisol ends up being higher, and your blood sugars are a little bit more unstable. So in that case, your body is obviously in survival mode. So the last thing on its mind is to lose fat. Now, obviously, what happens then is people will be like, right, I'm going to slash my calories, I'm going to up my cardio, I'm really going to go in at it. Yes, great, let's get lean. No, that's not what your body thinks. Your body is like, holy shit, I am in fight or flight, I'm extremely stressed, I need to protect my organs, my body, rather than focus on losing fat at this moment in time, because a huge calorie deficit and increasing your activity so much, putting more stress on your body, is only going to do the reverse thing. So in simple terms, your body's going to think, I'm under threat, I'm going to hold on to absolutely everything that there is to keep me safe. Now, let's focus on undereating, because this is where I see most people go wrong. 900 calories, 1,000 calories, 1,200 calories, this is not enough, okay? Whether you have hormone problems or not, that is not enough. That is not enough for an adult at all. Not even for a child. Not an adult that goes to the gym, goes to work, does all these tasks, it is not enough, okay? And undereating is going to have a detrimental effect on your progress. So whether you're eating 1,200 calories, whether you are skipping meals, whether you are living off coffee first thing in the morning, protein bars, on-the-go foods, or even being good Monday to Friday and then just binging and letting it go at the weekend, this is where I'm going to tell you kind of why you shouldn't do this, okay? By undereating, you are telling your body that your energy is scarce, okay? You will increase your stress hormones by undereating, because it's more stress onto your body, right? And your metabolism will slow down. So do you often find that, when you're on your weight loss journey and you start dropping your calories, there's no real change? It's because metabolic adaptation, right? But you also get to a position where your body is going to think, no, this is not enough food to fuel my body, let alone start losing the body fat. So basically, undereating, you are putting your body under a lot of stress, and you cannot heal your thyroid or hormones whilst your body is under that stress. Your thyroid needs is food, fuel, and energy, okay? Now let's move over to training, and in particular overtraining, because this is another thing that I see. Endless hours of HIIT, constant cardio, training 6 days a week, team no days off, not letting your body have that downtime that it actually deserves. Training alone, no matter what style of training it is stress on your body. Yes, it's good stress, but when it comes to your thyroid, it's a little bit different. So when your nervous system is already overloaded, by adding more intensity to it through training, you are going to raise your cortisol levels, your inflammation is going to get much, much worse, and that is probably why you're seeing the scale weight go up. Thyroid conversion, so from T4 to T3, will also be impaired, and fat loss is going to become harder and not easier. No, more is not better, smarter is better. Now, let's move on to something that your doctor tends to ignore and what other people will tend to gaslight you into, okay? And that is ignoring stress, whether that is emotional, physical, that is all classed as stressed, as well as environmental, to be honest. So stress isn't classed as just work, relationships, and your kids. It's also classed as poor sleep, blood sugar crashes, overtraining, undereating, gut issues, and one big one that I always talk about, trauma that isn't healed, trauma that you don't recognize that has happened in the past. Trauma when it comes to your thyroid is huge, okay? It's not just the functional side, but the holistic side of healing your thyroid. So just to kind of summarize that, chronic stress will impact your thyroid. Just because you are eating well and you are training well, okay, obviously not overdoing it, not underdoing it. If you are constantly stressed, if your body is in constant fight or flight, that is obviously going to have a negative impact on your journey and on your thyroid as a whole. Now, another thing to consider is thinking that medication is the answer. Now, don't get me wrong, medication can be necessary, medication can be life-changing, but it doesn't fix autoimmunity. It doesn't fix inflammation, gut issues, or stress. It just replaces the hormone that is missing, basically. And that is very person dependent, whether it's T4 or T3. And I speak about this a lot, when you get your TSH tested and you get told that everything is absolutely fine, but you still get the symptoms, and that is because TSH alone is not a hormone that's produced by your thyroid. It's a thyroid stimulating hormone, whereas your thyroid produces T4, T3, and reverse T3 as well. So let's have a look at what actually needs addressing when it comes to nutrition and training as a whole. So first thing I want to look at is nutrition. We need to make sure that we're eating consistently, that we are not fasting, okay? There is this huge debate whether fasting is good or not. Now, what I always say is if you've got any sort of hormone problems, fasting is probably not the best idea for you. Fasting, there's been a lot of research on it, yes, but most of the research is done on men. You don't really see much on women, effectively, right? Now, women have the 24-hour clock and a 28-day clock, basically, body clock, right, with your cycle, whereas men just have a 24-hour clock. So for them, fasting can work great, whereas for females, not. So thyroid problems, hormones, PCOS, I would really not advise fasting. That's one of the main things I want you all to focus on. Eating first thing in the morning within 30 minutes to 1 hour of waking is super important. That consistency between meals, not having 5-6 hour gaps between meals is also very important. Making sure we have protein with every meal, making sure that we have carbs in every meal as well, because carbs are really important for thyroid health. Making sure that we have healthy fats, not trans fats, healthy fats like avocados, nuts, coconut oil, olive oil. They are really important for hormone health. So things like Slimming World, again, it's terrible. And I see so many women that have followed Slimming World in the past that end up with hormone problems later down the line because they've been on a no-fat diet for years on end, and they are super critical for your female hormones. One thing I just want to kind of pinpoint here is most women, when they come to me, are eating 1,000, 1,200, 1,400 calories, and they are so petrified of food. I put them on higher calories, and what do you know? The weight just drops. One of my clients, Carla, she's on about 1,700, 1,800 calories, and she's lost over in stone in the space of like 6 to 8 weeks on higher calories. And it's about the science, right, and the education that you need. And I understand that women are scared of food because they're eating very little and not losing the weight that they want. But you need to understand, you need to work with someone and trust someone who knows what they're talking about and has done it time and time again, okay, because it does work. So you just need to learn and have the education to understand in order to be able to do. Now, when we want to look at training for hormones, we want to reduce or cut out HIIT completely, this is person dependent because, I don't want to say to everyone cut out HIIT completely. Every now and again is okay, but it depends where your bloods are sitting at, what your condition is like, right? We want to be strength training 3 to 4 times a week. We want to make sure that if we're tired, we're taking a rest day. That needs to be you need to recognize whether you feel exhausted or whether you're being lazy, right? And that's just how it is. Like, I know today I feel absolutely wiped. So I took a rest day. I listened to my body. It's far more important. I used to be one of those people that I used to just push through and be like, you know what, I've got this. No, we are females. We need extra rest. So you can go for an extra walk, for example, rather than pushing through that cardio session. So we need to focus on rest. Yes, training is important, but rest is when your body recovers, and that's when actually the changes happen. So it's really, really important to not be team no days off and actually start listening to your body and let's not stroke our egos. I've gone from, you know, competing, bodybuilding, training 5-6 times a week to having to do 4 days a week now. And you know what? It took me some mental capacity to change that mindset. But now I prefer it, and I love how much more time I've got to do other things like yoga, Pilates, etc. You can add them in because they are good for calming your nervous system. Stress regulation is also very important. This isn't a little bit of a fluffy thing that we just, you know what, I might do this, I might not. It's the foundation of what you need to do, okay? As I said before, training, nutrition can be there, but if stress is there, you're getting absolutely nowhere with it, okay? And what stress will look like is like your sleep routine, making sure we're getting, you know, at least 7 hours. I say this to all my clients. It needs to be 7 minimum, 7 to 9 hours, focusing on breath work, slowing down, you know, meditation, journaling, nervous system regulation, all the good things that will make you feel calm and take your body out of the fight or flight response. And then obviously one of the final things that I always look at with my clients and with myself, obviously, is the root cause, because if you want to lose weight and it's not happening for you, well, there's a root cause for your condition, whether it's Hashimoto's, hypothyroidism, whatever it is. And if there's something driving it, whether it's gut issues, whether it's bacteria, whether it's EBV, mold, your mitochondrial system is not going to function the way it needs to, hence why you will struggle to lose the weight. So it's looking at the root cause of what is driving all this. And once you heal that, everything else will start to follow. Because a lot of people will think that weight gain is the problem. It isn't. Weight gain is a symptom of what is actually going on. So I want to end this video by saying, if you struggle with hypothyroidism or Hashimoto's or any other hormonal problems and you can't lose weight, okay, it is not because you haven't got the willpower to do it. It's because your body just simply isn't allowing you to do so. Your body is asking you for support. Your body's asking you to look after it, and it's not wanting you to punish it all the time, right? We need to remember that we have one health and we have one of us. And once you take yourself to a position where you've gone too far, it's going to be harder to get back to where you want to be in terms of health, right? So let's not take advantage of our health. Let's look after it. We're not wanting to fight our body into submission. We want to work with our body, right? So we're with it and not against it. And by addressing food, training, stress, root causes, that is exactly how you will get there. And obviously, if you struggle with the education side, or if you don't know where to start, you've been let down by your doctors, there's people out there like myself who have been there, who have walked the walk, who can talk the talk, and I've obviously got thousands of clients behind me who have had the support from myself and can vouch for me how much I've managed to change their life. So if you are looking at help, I'm here to support you through that, because I've been where you have been. And if you want to book in for a call, you want to have a chat, whether it's just about some advice or you want to join the team, I will link the website in the show notes, so you can literally have a look through my website, book in for a call if you want to. And obviously you can reach out to me on Instagram as well at definedbydom. All right, lovely to see you all again. I hope this was useful, and I'll see you in my next vlog, which I believe is going to be, we've got friends coming over, so it's going to be a little bit of a fun one around Dubai, being a tourist, even though I've done everything but showing friends around. But see you then.